November 15 turned out to be a crucial date in international diplomacy. It was the day when Joe Biden sat down with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping after a year of strained ties and exchanges of bombs. And on the same day, and in the same state of San Francisco, where the two world leaders were inking a crucial pact on future cooperation, another summit was charting an altogether different course, one away from China. A group of 14 countries, all part of the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, signed a supply chain resilience agreement on that day. The plan is to help reduce dependence on China and shift production of critical sectors and key goods to member countries. The framework has 4 pillars relating to trade, supply chains, clean economy, and fair economy. India has joined all the pillars except the trade one. The 14 IPEF members make up 40% of the total global GDP and a third of the global goods and service trade. The members of IPEF concluded the negotiations on the supply chain agreement in May this year, and the agreement will come in force if at least the 5 members implement it. India joins US and 12 other IPEF partners to ink the IPEF Supply Chain Resilience Agreement, a first-of-its-kind international agreement that will fortify and strengthen global supply chains and foster stability, adaptability, and sustainability. Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textile, Piyush Goyal said. Also, the IPEF members will set up 3 entities to monitor the agreement and its implementation at various levels. The IPEF will also set up a supply chain council, which will hold meetings every year to report the progress. So what's in it for India?
The importance is there for all participant countries. India in particular, because India at this time is trying its best, I think, in terms of policy as well as in terms of cooperating with other countries to participate in global value chains. As one of the alternatives in the China Plus One diversification strategy, this contributes to India being a part of the global value chain setup. When we are able to successfully be a participant in a successfully negotiated agreement, we are that much moving forward towards building supply chain resilience, towards a participation in supply chain, global supply chains, and also supporting, in a way, our own initiatives, be that in terms of the PLI or in terms of Make in India. All of this will contribute towards that as an agreement. How it is implemented will be another aspect to it.
This agreement is an opportunity to bring more manufacturing into India against the backdrop of China Plus One policy. But international trade expert Abhijit Das pointed out some aspects in the agreement which may work against India's interests. There are clauses in the agreement which say that the member countries can impose restrictions on the imports if the labor right requirements are not met. This can affect pharmaceutical exports from India to the US. On the other hand, the IPEF provisions can also take away some of the rights that are given to countries by the World Trade Organization. Most importantly, IPEF will hamper the right of a country to put an export restriction or increase tariffs on certain products. This can be counterproductive when it comes to the important minerals, and especially when India is going to mine its lithium sources soon.
To my mind, the challenges for India are twofold. First and foremost, the agreement appears to provide a legal justification to countries such as the United States to impose restrictions on exports of other countries on the grounds that they do not comply with or they do not effectively enforce their own domestic labor rights. And the second challenge arises from the fact that the IPEF member countries have committed to minimizing unnecessary restrictions or impediments which create barriers to trade. In other words, countries would be goaded into not imposing export taxes or not even imposing temporary restrictions on exports. And these are policy measures which countries have been using to nurture a downstream industry which processes primary products, which processes raw materials into semi-processed and maybe highly processed raw materials. So this certainly can have an adverse impact on India.
Like any other trade agreements, the IPEF Supply Chain Resilience Agreement offers both opportunities and challenges. Will it be able to attract international manufacturers to the country In the wake of the China +1 policy, clearly it depends on how India plays its cards.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
She's working her way to the corner office. Business Standard.